Mariners lose 3-2. They fall to 22 and 24 on the year. They lose the series against Atlanta 2-1. They end that road trip 4-5. Let's talk about how Sunday's game happened. I'm sorry this one's a little bit later. Still a little under the weather, and figured, we've got until 7 o'clock tonight, Pacific Coast time, the best coast time, until the Mariners play. So I figured I had a little time to record this one. First inning, once again, Ronald Acuna. Oh my goodness gracious! Matt Olson doubles him home to make it 1-0. In the second inning, Jarred Kelenic answers things right back with a home run to right center to make it 1-1. Ahmed Rosario singles home. Matt Olson just fights off a changeup that bleeds into center field to make it 2-1. Travis d'Arnaud homers to left center to make it 3-1, and then Jose Caballero gets the Mariners one back in the eighth with a homer to left. Congratulations to him on his first ever big league homer. Makes it 3-2. That's it. Positives. Congratulations again to Caballero. Really cool thing to see. The first homer is always special. He steals 3 bases too. Think that Sarah Langs posted something about not very many people homering and stealing 3 bases, maybe first ever. I can't remember now, but awesome. Awesome to see, and he is your starting second baseman right now. He is a position you should be looking to upgrade, but he's got to get most of the playing time now. He has to. He is the best option right now. Not a lot of other positives. Congratulations to Kelenic on the homer. Congratulations seems so weird. It's just a homer, but nice to see. Here's an offensive positive. It was nice to see Cal Raleigh appear, even though he struck out. It was nice to see him appear just because he missed the last couple of games with neck spasms. Here's hoping he's healthy. They need him healthy, man. He's such a good player and so important to this offensive lineup. On the pitching side, I don't think Kirby was great by any stretch of the imagination, but he deserved better. Look, he deserved to give up the run in the first, and d'Arnaud does take him deep. That run in the second inning was, or maybe it was the third. I just said it. I should remember. Incredibly unfortunate. Not hard contact at all. A nice little piece of hitting from Rosario. Third inning, just for my own sanity. But I think he was fine. He was fine. It's nice to see how deep he's working into games, and only needed 88 pitches. His one walk, does end up scoring a run. He's been great. He has been really, really good. He's been the Mariners' best pitcher this year. All due respect to Luis Castillo, who, has struggled for the last 5 and got off to a rip-roaring start. And as good as Bryce Miller's been, it's too small a sample to say he's been their best pitcher. George Kirby's been their best. Crazy that he already has 8 decisions, by the way. Again, wins and losses are a terrible way to judge a pitcher. But it is crazy that we're 46 games into the year and he's had 8 decisions already. That's a lot. This could be a guy who, he's on pace to win 20 games, more than that. But that's not why he's their best pitcher. He's their best pitcher because he's done the best job of preventing runs and throwing strikes and all of that good stuff. All right, the negatives. The top of the lineup was terrible yesterday, whatever the heck we want to call it. Really poor effort. J.P. Crawford did not have a good game. Ty France continues to struggle. Julio has a rough one. And then Kelenic just has the one hit, and of course it's a homer, so you can't have a bad game really if you homer. It's really possible, but I refuse to call it a bad game when you homer. Was striking out 3 times. Eugenio Suarez was terrible. AJ Pollock continues to just look lost. Tom Murphy was bad. This is a poor offensive effort against a not horrific pitcher in Jared Schuster, but the type of guy you shouldn't be struggling. You got 1 hit against Jared Schuster. Come on. That can't happen. That shouldn't happen. I hate when you see me put my hand like this. It just not a flattering look for me. Just not good enough. Just not good enough. And we've seen a lot of just not good enough through these first 25. Now it's like 26 and a half or something like that percent of the year. Got to be better. Got to be better. And here's the thing. As much as I complain about the lack of depth, and I'm justified, we all are justified. And as much as we complain about the lack of the star edition in the offseason and all that stuff, there are guys here who should be performing better than they are. Like Teoscar Hernandez, much better as of late. Should be better. Eugenio Suarez should be a lot better. Julio Rodriguez, even in his second season and knowing that sophomore slumps are a thing and knowing all this yada, 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 has to be better. They cannot be a playoff team if Julio Rodriguez is a 204, 280, 376 player. As good as he is defensively, and he was the designated hitter yesterday. Or maybe the Mariners are just cursed at the designated hitter position. I don't know. Ty France has to be better and is capable of being better. Cal Raleigh, capable of being better, I think. Like, his numbers are similar to what they are last year. It looks like it's right around a 775 OPS. He can be better. He can be an 800 OPS guy. I think, truly, he's capable of being like an 850 OPS guy. I really do. I don't know why you wouldn't believe me, but. So, yes, we have the right to be upset with the Mariners' lack of quality moves. But there is a lineup here that should be better. And you have to, I don't like blaming folks. It's almost like when you read a really good critical analysis of a film, you typically don't blame the actors, right? If you read it. There certainly are exceptions, but most of the time it's like, the blame goes to the screenplay. The blame goes to the directing, all of that stuff. But sometimes the actor just gives a terrible performance. And right now, the Seattle Mariner actors are giving terrible performances. Can't all be fault of Dipoto and Hollander and Stanton and stuff. Yeah, maybe it can be a little bit the latter. But there are good players here that are not doing their job. Both things can be true. You could be frustrated by the fact that the Mariners didn't do enough to upgrade this offense. And note that this lineup is not one of the worst in baseball. It is not even close to one of the worst in baseball in terms of talent. They got the individuals have to start performing. It is okay to say that. It's more than okay. They got to play better. And here's the good news. So yeah, that road trip 4-5. It's not ideal. We talked about it while I was almost hacking up a lung, which was funny because that was not the illness that I was dealing with yesterday. But it just, when it rains, it pours. Here's the good news. You finished 4-5. It's not ideal, but look, it's far from a disaster of a road trip. You've now got 7 home games against AA Midland and a Pittsburgh Pirate team that is not very good right now. Started out great, but very beatable. Oh, so beatable. It's cleanup time. anything but a 5-2 homestand here. 5-2 record against those 7 teams, excuse me, because then they got 3 against the Yankees. Things get tough again after this. Anything but 5-2 is a failure. You have to win 5 of these 7 games. If you split with Oakland, you got to sweep the series against the Pirates. Anything but 5-2 is a failure. You have to be above 500 at the end of the series to consider it a success. It doesn't take them out of it. It doesn't do. It doesn't mean that you have to start looking to trade players. It doesn't mean that you're screwed. But what it does mean is that you failed to take advantage of this opportunity, and then things get really tough for you. Because after that series, you've got the Yankees, the Rangers, the Padres, the Angels. It's pretty rough. And I know the Padres aren't playing well right now, but that's a good baseball team. And I think we know that the Rangers are much better than a lot of people. Not me, because I liked them a lot. Certainly playing a lot better than that. The Yankees are a solid baseball team. You know, the Angels flawed, but that is not cleanup time. This week is cleanup time. This week is a chance to get above 500 and I don't know if rectify is the right term, but it's the chance to get back in this thing. And I'm not even saying that they're not in this thing, but they're on the verge of not being. And again, I will keep saying it. You cannot just say, well, they started 29-39 last year and look how that worked out. Because that's not how baseball works, folks. In fact, we're seeing proof of that's not how baseball works, folks. It's another 1-run loss. It's not that luck that happened the last couple of years with 1-run losses hasn't carried over. So why would that carry over too? Huh? Why would that carry over? Why do you think a 14-game winning streak is going to carry over if your 1-run luck, the fun differential, hasn't carried over in 2023? Huh? You do not have a good answer for that. Plenty of time to get this ship right. But it has to start now. It has to start now. I cannot overstate how terrible of a baseball team they are. Oakland, not Seattle. Seattle's a mediocre baseball team right now. Oakland is embarrassing. So, it's cleanup time. It's time to get right. Time to get right. 7 games at home against Oakland and Pittsburgh. And I know Pittsburgh has a winning record, but just take a look at how they've played as of late. Very, very, very beatable team who has lost, I think, the majority of their series as of late. Got to do well this homestand. Got to have a 6-4 homestand at worst. The only reason I say that is because the Yankees are good. Like, if you lose that series, I'm not going to be super upset. You should win it. 7-3 should be the goal here. Get 2 games over 500 if you do that. Take that. I would take that for sure. Not what I would sign up for the beginning of the season, but considering, how many things have gone wrong and how poorly they've played for most of the year. Well, yeah. And I believe we will go over the 1/3 point during this homestand. So it's not early, folks. It's not. There's plenty of time, but it's not early. There is a difference between those two things, I promise you. I'm sick, but I'm not that sick. I do know there is a difference between early and I don't know what the heck I was trying to say. What a perfect way to end this video. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Crawford_MILB. Stay tuned for, if you're listening to this in the morning, Molly Watt Monday today at 1 o'clock on 93.3 KJR. Should be a fun one. Probably talk about a lot of the stuff I just talked about here, but yeah, it's cleanup time.